Alright, so let's just spend another 10 minutes on this before bed. The first thing I want to do is let's do a git commit, just so we don't lose our work, and if we break something we can go back. So sweet. So we've got a backup now. So to show, just again real quick, where we left off, I've got the magazine and we can put a cartridge in it, which is great, and we can take it out. Put it back in, take it out. Now, it's not perfect because we've got a couple bugs here already that I can see. Like, when we put it in, that works. But if we just put it in part of the way and say I changed my mind and I want to take it out, that actually worked as well. But see here, I can't take it back out because it hasn't entered the block of code where we have the condition where it could take it out. We could fix that really quick just while we're thinking about it. So, if we go here in the script, when we first insert it, so let's crank up the maximum plus 0.3 millimeters, right? Because that's tenth of a meter, that's centimeters, that's millimeters. Alright. And it should be the same 0.003 that we added to this logic right here. Yeah, same idea. Okay. So if we're in the vertical, right? And this is working, so we can remove these print statements. I might leave this here for a second. Let's add another if statement here. Right. I think that might actually do it, just like that. Let's test it. Right. So here's the test, right? We put a round in, right? Can still take it out. But if we put a round in and then we lift it back up, it should let us take it out. Now it's going all the way up to 62 millimeters up. See that? In our log here. But it's not coming out. It should come out. See? Oh, hold on. Now this might not work either. Hold on. Uh-oh. We maybe created an infinite loop there. I think we did. And I was kind of expecting that. So, hold on. What if we go back to this? I think this has the potential to work. Ah. Okay, that works. And you can see in the log there, magazine gives cartridge to player, cartridge array length, and I'm not seeing that because I don't have my... Oh, that's right. I'm not printing it correctly anyway. Come on, OBS. There we go. Okay, but now the experiment is... see, why does that not let it go? Oh, it kind of does. It crashes it. Maybe because we're entering an infinite loop. I wonder if we disable the area. I wonder if we disable the area when we release it. I wonder if that fixes it. Now we're gonna have to turn it back on, right? After a timer or something. Let's see. So, go in like this and out. That's fine. Now we're not going to be able to put it back in because we've disabled the area, but at least we know that code works, right? Let's grab another magazine. Oh, and there we already put it in and out again, so we worked it. So we have to re-enable it after a timer. So let's add a timer. And it can be pretty short. It can be like half a second, maybe. We don't want it to restart, so we'll do that. And then we'll map it. I like to get rid of that underscore. It just seems like extra phooey to me. Yeah. Kind of like getters and setters in Java. I'm not a huge fan of it. I just think it's a lot simpler and cleaner if you just expose the attributes publicly and then just are careful about how you manipulate them. Maybe I'm stupid, but I think there's some virtue to that mentality. A lot less boilerplate code, right? Anyway, all we have to do here is turn it back on, and then start the timer. Let's see if that fixes it. Okay. I can put it out and take it out. We can put it in and take it out again. That's great. But if we just put it in and then take it straight up, hey, look at that, it works. You see that? That's exactly what we wanted. Sweet. I kind of want to figure out why I'm getting all these double signal messages, see? So this says, hang on. Is already connected to given method in that object, which means when we removed it, we did not disconnect the I'm dragged moving 1D from the cartridge. So we'll want to do that. So let's get over here. So when we give up cartridge, we disconnect this, but we've got other stuff to disconnect too. Excuse me. So when we get it, we connect both of these events. So when we disconnect it, we want to disconnect this as well. Alright. And then we were getting some other errors also. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I wonder if, again, it's jittering back and forth between. Let's try to redo it. Let's try to redo it and see what we get. We can remove these print statements, I think, in the drag event here. Because I think that's working, but let's run it again. Let's kind of pay attention to the order of the sequence of events here. Okay. So we've got a magazine here, and we've got a cartridge, and we're gonna put it in there. Great. All well and good. Now, we got some errors there already. Let's take a look at them. It says, player gives the cartridge to the magazine. Disconnecting non-existent signal cartridge input event. Cannot remove child, as it is not a child of this node. It is already has parent. Signal already connected. Signal already connected. It's almost like it's calling the method twice. But I don't believe it is. Here, let's look at the code again. Right, so this is the line right here. I mean, it works, so I'm not too concerned, but I'd like to figure out what these error messages are telling us. So, when we get a cartridge, this method runs. We add the child. Let's back up. Let's go into the player script. Right. So in here, we have on magazine ask for cartridge, right? We print this line, which is right here in the logs. Right. Right here. Oh no, the functions actually run twice. See that? That's an interesting problem because it's probably... Yeah, I see. I think I know what's happening. This is a pretty dumb bug, but I think I know what's happening. So if we look at the magazine right here, right, and we look at this, so we could fix this in two ways. We could just say if see. Now another option is we could just remove it from the collision group, or a third option is we could just check, and this might be cleaner, and that would just tell it to ignore cartridges that are already children of the magazine. Right? Now, I don't know which of these is computationally more expensive. Right? Uh-oh. Well, it didn't like something I did there. Oh, probably because I'm already running the game, huh? Yeah, maybe. Am I? I don't think I am. Right, well, it's not happy with me. Maybe let's restart. Let's restart Godot. I may have just lost my change there, but that's okay. Because I know what I changed, so. But yeah, let's look at the script. Let's try it. Ah, see, it's fine with it right now. Okay. Try this again. It didn't fire it twice. See that? Now we're not getting any of those spurious errors. See? I think we fixed it. I think we fixed it. If anything, I think the hitbox for where it enters the magazine needs a little work. So let's maybe fiddle with that a little. So that's just this thing right here, right? This hitbox. I wonder if we make it smaller. We still want all that depth. And we bring it down a little bit. That's kind of my feeling, is that it's too high up. So let's try that as the hitbox. The reason we have it so wide is because sometimes the cartridges will actually be behind the magazine, but you only can move the items in 2D, so you have to account for it passing behind it and then still making it in, which is fine. Let's try that. Let's see if that just makes it feel a little cleaner, less jittery. Now that felt weird. Look. See, we were this far away. See where my mouse is? And it still jumped in there. Look at that. Way out there. I'm a little confused as to how... Like, look, we're way over here. You see that? Something's not right there. Something's not right. See, look how far away we are, and it's still making contact. That's goofy. Like, this is the collision shape. You see? Let's try... This is the collision shape. I don't know, other than... I don't know if the fact that the scale is 1:1, but that's what I've done for everything else that I've had as a collision shape. This is an area. Maybe it has to do with how we're turning the monitoring on and off? Weird. I'm a little confused by that. Maybe we've made it so small that the object is never considered in the area, you know? Maybe? I don't know, so let's bump it back up a little bit. Again, and let's just move it down, because that was kind of my main complaint, is it felt too high. Let's move it down, but let's then make it a little bigger, and see if that gets rid of some of the spuriousness. I don't know. I don't know. Let's try it. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. I don't know what to think about that. Because what is this? Music? So, I mean, let's look at the collision shape of the cartridge, right? Oh, sorry, I was reading a tooltip under the debug menu about what this body entered does. That one. It just doesn't seem like it's working as expected. Like, it seems like the area is almost in a different place, you know? What if we set the transform on this collision shape to 0? I don't know, man. This is weird. Because that box here looks like it's shown in the right place. What if we just close and open Godot, just for fun? Because look at the cartridge. Right? This is the cartridge's collision shape. See that? And it is a kinematic body. And a kinematic body, I think, is a physics body, right? Maybe that's not true. Yeah, it inherits physics body. It is a physics body. So it's perfect. It's exactly what we want. And we see its layer here is correct. It's on the right layer. If the body is at least this close to another body, it will consider them to be colliding and will be pushed away before performing the actual motion. Higher value means it's more flexible. Now this is for colliding with other bodies, not colliding with areas. Alright. Right, I'm just going to close and reopen. I can't imagine that's actually going to matter, but I just want to try it. Because I'm a little stumped there as to why the collision shape is so off. See that? It's just not even close. Like, look at that. It registered it was in the area when it was way up there. See that? How does that make any sense? It's nowhere near it. I don't know. And it wasn't doing that a minute ago. No, it wasn't. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that we're disabling and then enabling the thing, you know? I don't know, man. Like there, boom. It thinks it entered the area. Right there. See, when my mouse is right in the center of that tree. It's not even close. Now, does it register if I take it lower? No, so it's only too high. See what I mean? Okay, it also registers a hit right here. Okay. I almost want to kind of like try to map out where it's hitting. So I'm gonna start a my screenshot tool gets all goofy. There we go. That'll do. Okay. So we've got our painting here, right? It's registered a hit right here and right here. Where was that? Okay, now right there. Hang on, let me try to get a sense for where that was. Right at the top of that. Over there. Right? Okay, and then right below that, about halfway between like the acorns right here. Right? I'm just trying to science this out. See? So these are where we've had it transfer already. Just see how off that is from what it should be. Now, it could be that safety margin. Before we get too into the weeds here, let's go check that safety margin. If you look at this area, right? it has a 4 centimeter margin. Now, why that margin extends above it and not below it, I have no idea. But I'm going to set that to 0. I don't think it's going to let me. I think it's going to put it to 1 centimeter. 1 millimeter. Okay. I can live with 1 millimeter. Let's try it now. Let's only change that. Let's not change any other variables. Let's just try that. Same deal. Oh, that seems better already. That's exactly right. That feels correct. Alright. That's awesome. Okay. So now, before I pack up for the night, let's get to the one thing I wanted to do before I got into those bugs. First of all, let's just commit that change. So I'll have to keep that in mind. There's a built-in 4 centimeter margin on all areas, so that's gonna cause us some stress and grief, I think, further on. So we'll just have to make sure we remember that. Kind of a long commit message, but oh well. So, what I want to try is right now, if I look at the spring, we're going to want to that's not quite right either. It shouldn't have any transformation. That's kind of weird. But, anyway. We want to scale this guy in the Y direction. Okay, yeah, that rotation is going to be a problem as well. But the other thing I wanted to point out is that it squishes towards the middle. And we want to fix that. So let's go into our Blender model here. And we're going to actually want to close Godot so that it can reload the asset. Okay. And let's look at the spring. Right? So first of all, let's go Apply. Apply all transforms. Okay. So that's the first thing we want to do. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to move the origin to the bottom. That looks about right to me. And the reason we want to do that is if we now scale it, it's going to scale like this. And that's exactly what we want. Right. Right. Now, technically, we should really, like, animate the whatever so that they're actually the angles are getting less between the springs, and it's not actually making the wires less thin, but we'll deal with that maybe someday far later. For now, we just want to export this. Apply modifiers. Alright. Now, the cool thing is those changes should all be already loaded in Godot because of how the files are linked, which is pretty cool. Now if we look at the spring, it's not rotated, and the origin is at the bottom. So if we scale it in Godot, we can scale it appropriately, which is pretty cool. Awesome. I don't necessarily need to save that change, but yeah, that's what we wanted. So, I'm going to call it a night for tonight, but what we will resume by doing is when we insert a cartridge, it should compress the spring, move the follower down, and then when we add another cartridge, it should repeat that process so we can fill the mag with more than one cartridge. So, that's next. Sweet. Thanks for watching.